Shayla James, welcome to Adultish Wines.
Yes,
I'm
thank you
so
for
happy to
having
have
me.
you.
Thank you for having me.
Cheers.
Yes, we have to start eye contact.
Yes, because it's bad luck or is it bad sex?
Both.
Both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can't have either. I don't need any more of that in my life. Either one.
Me neither. That's why them eyes are open.
I'm like, look here.
Girl.
You get it?
Girl.
They're open.
We're good.
That is so funny. I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you.
I usually like to give the winers some sort of background to the guest I have on, and really, I don't know how I stumbled upon your Instagram page. Maybe it was through thrifting.
Okay.
Because I love to thrift.
Okay.
And Value Village is my home girl.
Oh yeah,
love Value Village.
Yep.
And so maybe they reposted you.
Probably
because they reposted me a couple times.
Yes, probably
so
when I did the thrift social, right around that time, they were posting me a lot because the thrift social was happening at the Value Village.
Okay.
So I think that's probably
and I just was like, literally, I was like scrolling through your page, and I was like, this outfit's fire, this outfit's fire, this outfit's fire. And then I started watching your stories, and I just loved your energy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just try to put out there just the importance of unapologetically just being yourself. And that's where I'm at in my life. Like, I'm going to do me all the time. Any means necessary.
Alarm?
Yeah. Any means necessary.
Yeah.
I'm going to do me. And that is the energy that, that I want to put out and want people to be inspired by when they see me, Hold on, we're going to turn this off so we get no interruption.
That's okay.
Apologies.
That's okay. They've heard it a time or two.
Right, okay.
From myself, actually, when I first started, I would forget to put my phone on silent.
Usually I keep my phone on silent and vibrate all the time.
Yeah, I'm a big do not disturb person.
Yeah, I like to be able to be in control.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a control thing. It's a Capricorn thing.
Are you a Capricorn?
I am.
Yeah. Yes, January 14th.
January 17th.
Yay! Oh my gosh. Okay, so are you big into astrology? Because I'm not, but I do love hearing like people's take. If you're not, that's okay. But
I'm like, I think I be knowing everything about signs. So I'm very into it, but I probably don't be knowing what I be talking about. But I make it seem like
okay. But you like to be in control, and so do I.
I know it's hard. It's really hard to relinquish control. It's a Capricorn thing. All the Capricorns I know, we're super ambitious though.
Yeah,
like we are going to go get it and go get it done. That's for sure. And are you stubborn?
Very.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Very.
Me too.
I'm really working on it.
Me too.
Because the times where I've allowed myself to not be, it's very rewarding.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
But I wish that my brain could remember that. Those times.
Yeah. I'm the same. I can say I'm in the same. I've gotten better, but I also think that has come with just growth and maturity. And yes, the sign, it's a part of me, but like sometimes I just have to be like, girl, you were wrong.
Yeah. Do you have a hard time admitting that you're wrong? Because I'm super quick too. I have no problem.
I've gotten better. Like I used to because I don't want to be wrong. I'm right about everything. I don't want to be wrong. But like I said, like as I've like gotten older and just have had life experiences, it's so much more light. It's more light on me when I'm just like, girl, take accountability. Your fault. My fault. You're right.
Yeah.
So it feels better. So I'm better at that.
Okay. Have you, I don't know if this is a trait of Capricorns, but I am a recovering people pleaser. Have you been a people pleaser ever? Maybe, I mean, that's definitely really dialed into how I grew up. I know that.
Yeah. My background though, when it comes to the things that I've done, just like events and what I've created for my community, I felt like during that time, it was all about making my community happy and making the people in my community happy. And what do they need? And I have to bring this to them, so I can say within that, yeah. And then I realized I was a people pleaser in that sense when when I was done creating all those things, I felt very empty and who checks on Superman, right?
Right.
So I was like, I'm giving all this to everybody else.
Yeah, where's everyone now?
But I've grown out of that. I now know it's so powerful. I use it a lot. I have boundaries. Boundaries came after breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
I was really like, yeah, no, it's not about you. It's about me. I'm sorry how you feel, but it's about me and what I'm going through and what I need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to get into your breast cancer journey.
Yeah.
But I love that. And on the same token, I also feel like I've taken ownership over yes.
Yeah.
So I used to be a yes man, right? That's what a people pleaser is, and caring too much and doing all the things and not fulfilling my needs.
Yep.
But now that I've taken the power back, I am now more excited about saying yes to things.
Yeah.
And I just never used to feel that like genuine excitement.
Like you would say yes, but you didn't mean it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I would say yes to
friend.
Anything.
That's
all the time. Whatever you need. Yes. Yes. Before you finish your sentence. Yes. I'm here. I'll do it. You need it?
That's so crazy because I was never really like that too much. But my best friend, she could be exhausted. She could know that it could inconvenience her, but she would say yes.
And as that person's friend, you love that, right?
Yeah,
like, wow, thank you so much. And you don't know probably
Yeah.
what it's doing to that person, and they don't even know it either.
Yeah.
But when I found out, I did actually lose a good amount of people in my life because I wasn't the same person that I was, and no fault to them.
But now, because I recognize it and I know what she's doing, I'm the one to be like, girl, no, like, it's okay. You don't have to. If it's going to inconvenience you, like, I'll really push that. And she's like, well, okay, well, I mean, if you don't need me, then, okay, then, yeah, I'm not available. And I'm like, girl.
To Shayla's friend.
Right.
Start saying no. And because you're going to be a better friend, a better family member for it. Definitely. I'm telling you. It's
Facts.
Work.
Yep.
Facts. Yep. Okay, cool. Okay, so you are an artist, right?
I am.
Yeah, I've been scoping your stuff out. Like, you're a designer, you're a makeup artist, you're an event curator,
like a couple of times I had a few interviews and they would always ask me, so what is your title? Like, what are you? And it's so difficult because there's like no one thing. I'm just into and I'm good at a lot of things and I enjoy a lot of things. And so I would just say I am a creative curator in whatever that is. Everything creative, I'm doing it, whether it's making jewelry, whether it's doing makeup, clothing, designing, thrifting, events, whatever it is, painting, like just whatever it is. I'm like, I enjoy this and I'm really good at it. So I don't like to be put in a box.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think it's so cool.
Thank you.
I envy that creative side.
Are you structured?
Very.
I envy that.
Oh.
The Capricorns that I know
I'm like,
are structured. And I am like all over the place. And then they're
I have a creative bone in my body.
And then they're like, I wish I could. And I'm like, I wish I was more structured. Like I get antsy. I'm like, I need to do you change your apartment around a lot or do you change things around a lot? I do. Like I need change.
I moved here 4 years ago from Los Angeles and I've had the same furniture in the same and I've moved to apartments and it's the same layout.
I've been here 4 years and I moved 3 times.
No way.
I've been here 3.5 years and I moved 3 times.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And you're from Oakland.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. California girls. Love it. That's so crazy.
Yeah, like Sunday, I walked into my apartment and I was like, I just feel like it's just been the same too long. So I'm moving my couch, like change. Yeah. Or I get bored fast.
Opposite.
Oh, really?
I am so happy just like doing what I've been doing.
That's interesting.
I could use a little bit of your creativity though. No, but I'm very structured and very like controlling what I know is right, what I like is right. I know it.
Yeah, see? Yeah, and I'm controlling in certain I'm definitely In a good way, though.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, in a good
How are
way.
you? So you curate events.
Yeah.
What is the company?
So Oakland?
So Oakland.
Yes. So,
okay.
yeah.
How did that start?
So Oakland started in 2015. I was actually living in Atlanta. I moved to Atlanta with my partner at the time. I was going through depression and because my mom had committed suicide. And so
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. So moved to Atlanta thinking that if I move somewhere else, then I'll forget about what happened. And, so I was with my partner at the time, and Atlanta wasn't clicking. It wasn't clicking for me. And I was also trying to push through my depression. I was in denial that I was I was depressed. And during that time, though, like, I was heavy on YouTube. I was heavy into, like, this was early Instagram.
Yeah.
So, I would look at the filters back then, and I'm like,
I look back at my very first photo I posted, and honestly, I don't take it off. I'm like, that's me.
Yes.
I want to look back.
Yeah, like memories. And I remember, I wasn't as social. I was trying to force myself to go out. My partner at the time wasn't social. And I was just always in the house. And I remember, I couldn't click with Atlanta. Like, at the time, I was a makeup artist, so I was trying to connect with other makeup artists and trying to get into the scene. And it just was very pretentious. And coming from the Bay, I just feel like we just held it down to earth. You know what I mean? And so stepping into that, I wasn't used to that. I was just like, relax. Like, I'm not gonna take your clients. Like, are you intimidated by my talent? Like, is that why you? Is that why, you don't want to work with me? But it just didn't feel as genuine. And so I remember looking at my phone, and I was like super depressed, and I was just scrolling through my phone. And back at home, we have this location called the Lake. And every Sunday, people would go with their blankets and their music and their weed and whatever, and just be laid out. And it's such a vibe. It's changed a lot, though. But I remember just scrolling and looking at everybody, and I think it was cold in Atlanta at the time, and everybody back in Oakland in the Bay had on flip-flops and tank tops and was sitting at the lake and just vibing out. And then I'm just like looking through my phone, and I'm looking at like all the apps, and just like weirdly, just like everything on my phone was created in the Bay. I'm like, I'm from one of the dopest places. Like, why? Like, I need to go home. Like, that was the thing that came to me, was like, I keep running away from home because I moved a few times. I keep moving away when I just need to accept the fact that I'm just so Oakland. Like, I'm just so proud. Yeah, I know. It was just
chills.
I was like, I need to get back. And I was like, we're constantly complaining about the things we don't have. And like, there's no events out here. There's nothing going on. So I felt that the influence I had at home, it was my responsibility to create something. So I went back home. And at the time, we were heavily going through gentrification, like fighting and trying to keep our spaces. And so I just wanted to create something for Oakland natives, Bay Area natives, Black and brown, to unapologetically be themselves in this space. Like, I know you're moving into this neighborhood, and you don't understand how we live, but yet and still, you want to call the police because we're doing what we do normally. So I wanted to create this space where we were unapologetically being ourselves. And Oakland was shifting a lot. There was a lot of negativity that was just being spread in media about Oakland. It was nothing positive. So I was exhausted with that because there's a lot of beautiful, dope people that come out the Bay. But it was just, it was just in the urban areas. It was just like, this robbery and so got shot. It was just always something. And I was like,
which that stuff happens everywhere.
It happens everywhere. But I'm like, okay, it's my responsibility to change the narrative and break those stereotypes. And so I want them to see that Black and brown, we come in different colors, shape, sizes, whether it's the guy from the hood, whether it's a tech person, whether it's a person that's an artist, a creative, like, we aren't just that representation of like what they're showing on the media, right? And so I wanted to create that. I wanted to create a space where I got people to pay attention to, like, okay, yeah, we can have a good time and turn up, but while you have that red cup in your hand and you're turning up, I'm gonna need you to sign this petition. So people will be dancing and they're like, okay, yeah.
Oh
like,
my God.
Or like register to vote. Like I wanted this
Yes.
space to have substance. We have a big homeless issue back at home, unhoused. And so, you know, like using the space to like, all right, you know, this, you get some money off, you know, with your ticket if you bring some clothes or you bring something to help the homeless community. So it was like using my space. So it made, you know, it wasn't just a party.
Yeah.
And so then like I didn't expect it to grow to the monster in a good way that it is today. I just thought it was just going to be this grassroots block party for us to just come together and like not worry about people who don't understand our culture, you know what I mean? And don't understand the Oakland culture. And so like it grew. So I got a proclamation from the city. So I have like a day in Oakland. So Oakland Day.
Okay.
Yes. A lot of recognition, and it just grew to this massive festival. And I got burnt out. Because I was a Capricorn trying to do everything by myself.
Responsible for too many things, too many people.
Too many people, too many things, and not understanding how to accept help or ask for help. Yeah. That's it's not a good thing. You know, yeah, I don't know. It's like
it feels good to do something on your own.
Yes.
It's a glorious accomplishment.
Yeah.
But what else can you do with the help of others?
Right.
So much more. You can reach more people.
It's so much more. And like the burnout was real. And I was starting to hate what I loved because I didn't have help. Not because nobody was trying to offer help, but because I wasn't accepting the help. It's 30 boxes behind me. And I'm like, I got it. It's good. Don't worry about it. Knowing I need help and behind closed doors, I'm like, please.
Oh God.
Yeah. I need help. But then somebody is like, Shayla, you know, do you need some help? No, I'm good. I got it. And I'm like, no, that's not healthy. You know what I mean? So yeah, that developed into something massive. And I was actually thankful for COVID because I was right at the break of like, I can't do this anymore.
Wow.
I hate what I created. I hate what I once loved. My passion was I was using my passion for survival because I was an entrepreneur. So I needed to do that to pay bills and you know what I mean? So it kind of changed the feeling of it. And soon as I was about to be like, F all of this, COVID happened. And I was like, oh my God.
You can breathe and it doesn't have to be from your mouth.
Yeah.
We got to take a time out.
We have to take a time out.
Because California, we really locked down, y'all.
Right.
I was still in LA.
Yeah. We locked down. Opposed to like, I'm looking on Instagram and Houston is like, turn up. Everybody flying out still to come to Houston. And I'm just like, what? We're just in our apartments, in our houses, just really like can't do nothing.
Oh my God, crazy time.
What a time. And I can't believe that was almost 4 years ago.
It's crazy.
I'm like, did that really happen?
Oh my God.
Were we really in that?
Yes.
That trips me out sometimes because people don't act like they were the way that people
No, I was in my house for definitely 3 months straight.
Yeah.
I mean, at Trader Joe's with the 6 foot
yeah. Oh my God.
stickers. You know what I mean? Like
what?
Only one of us would leave the house at a time.
Wow.
And then I moved to Houston in October of COVID 2020. And I was at the gas station with my mask on. I remember someone being like, you don't got to wear that. And I was like, huh?
Right. What?
Crazy. Anyway, okay, so you had a break.
I had a break, yes.
Okay. And then when did you move to Houston?
I moved to Houston in...
I guess 3.5 years ago, you said. That's in COVID.
Yeah. So right February of 2021. So we were still going through COVID, of course. But this is when you could still fly. Like they were, you know, but the plane tickets were stupid ass cheap. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So yeah, I moved to Houston in February 2021. But before I moved here, I went on, my friend was a flight attendant and I had bought her benefits from her. And I remember COVID started and I couldn't use her benefits for like 6 months because the flight attendants and stuff weren't flying. But then they opened it back up and she's like, okay, well, it's going to be over in December, so you might want to use them. And so October of 2020, I went on this like, where does Shayla want to live next tour?
Okay.
And so it was between Houston, and I wanted to experience Houston outside of Turn Up, because every time I've come here, it was always a weekend, like,
Right.
let's hang out with my friends.
And they'd show you a really good time.
Exactly. And so I was like, I need to do Houston like a Monday through Thursday or, you know, during the week. So I came, did my time here. After that, I went to New Orleans.
Okay.
Because I love New Orleans. But when I went to New Orleans, I realized like, oh, okay, yeah, I love New Orleans for the weekend. Like New Orleans is like a, let me go eat my ass off, enjoy the culture, but not live there.
Okay.
So then after that flight, I went to DC. I really love DC. I spent some time there. But the cost of living was equivalent to the California. And I was just like,
no,
that kind of defeats
that
kind of defeats the purpose, right? And so then after that, my next flight, I went to Chicago.
Okay.
Because I lived in Chicago when I was 26 and I was a flight attendant.
Okay.
And so I was like, well, I'm about to be 40. So like, let me see what it feels like at this time in my life. And when I was there, I fell in love. The weather was beautiful. Everything was beautiful. But I had to remind myself, like, wintertime, Shayla, the reason you left was winters. The winters were brutal. So after that, I flew back to California. I sat on it. I remember just like being in my bed and I was just like, I'm moving to Houston.
Okay.
I started Googling, like looking up apartments and like making a list, because there was a list. I wanted to move to Houston because, one, I love the diversity. Coming from somewhere like the Bay, from LA, I love the diversity. Also love the Blackness. I love the Black professionals. I wanted to be somewhere where I could potentially find my husband.
I was waiting to see if you were gonna like smile or something. Okay, haven't crossed that one off the list.
Potentially find my husband.
Dating in Houston.
Cost of living. And yeah, that was like, you know, and then like I felt closer to being able to buy here than in California. Okay. So I was like, okay, so yeah, like I think I'm gonna go to Houston. And I moved to Houston.
And you were still entrepreneuring, right? So like didn't have to leave a job.
No. I had a nice savings. And yeah, I just was like, it's time to go.
Okay.
I came back in October from my little tour and decided in December that I was moving to Houston and moved here in January.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. I thought about this one. Like, usually I can be very impulsive. And I'm like, you know what? I'm about to go. Like,
I'm off.
I'm about to go on this flight. I'm about to go on a solo trip. Yeah, I can be like very impulsive, but I had to make sure that at this point, like, what do I really need out of a city? The opportunities, you know, as a creative, like all of those things. So.
That's so cool. I admire that. It took me my whole life to decide that I was okay to try something new. Like I change.
So you've been in LA.
I did some time in Washington State as a teen with my grandparents, but like, yeah, I mean, my same group of friends, my same everyday stuff that I would do. And when I got the opportunity, be thankful for COVID.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, it was terrible, obviously.
Of course.
But it gave me the opportunity. My stuff was already in storage. And I was like, I guess I could. This is the time. I don't have a man and I don't have a lease.
Right.
When else am I going to do this?
Right.
And I did. And it's the best decision I ever made.
I know,
Houston, I do love.
Okay.
I do think that I could have had a similar experience anywhere. The group of people that I fell into here, amazing. Okay. I started the podcast here.
Yeah.
But like, really, it was moving outside of my comfort zone and my everyday.
Okay. That's what was more important.
That's what was more important.
Well, good for you.
So, yes.
Good for you. That's not easy.
But I admire the fact that you can just do that.
Yeah. This is city number 5.
Wow. Okay. Do we like it? City number 5?
You know what? Okay.
You're open to city number 6.
I am.
Okay.
I am. I am. There are some things that I feel like Houston's missing.
Okay.
But also,
is it the husbands?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I be meeting people.
Okay.
I mean, my voice was so high. I mean, they gonna be like, turn up that. Okay, so as a creative, someone from a place that's very eclectic, very expressive, a lot of individuality, and I would say LA too.
Yeah.
I don't get stimulated when I'm just outside. Like, I think I'm used to just a certain way. Color, mural. Like, I'm just used to certain things visually that I don't see here just walking down the street. Right?
Well, Houston's not walkable. So are you walking down the street? Do you know what I mean?
Driving down the street.
But, like, honestly, that is a thing, too.
That is a thing, too.
Like, I used to live in Sherman Oaks in the Valley, and you were walking down the street.
Yeah, that is a thing. Okay, so, no, not walking down the street, but just in everyday, just, you know, like, unless you're like, let me put myself in the Heights, or let me put myself in Montrose, then I feel like I see like the more eclectic individuals, things like that. And I didn't really realize that bothered me until I didn't see it as much. Like, I love Brooklyn. I love the East Coast, but the weather is what prevents me from like picking up and moving.
Okay.
I think that ideally I would love to be able to do time in Brooklyn and do time in Houston and do time international. Like, I have a vision of like, I just want to be like tri-coastal.
You are not going to be in one spot.
I'm not.
That's so cool.
I'm not. Oh, I'm not. But I also said the moving could change if I met someone. I'm in that space in my life too.
Okay.
But I don't want to meet someone that's doesn't want me to leave. Yeah. I want to meet someone that is like, baby, go do whatever makes you happy. Then that makes me want to stay.
And you're like, no, I want to stay with you because that makes me happy.
I want to stay.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. That is, yeah. And then I also, I feel like I met somebody, but I don't know. I also want someone that is like down to go.
Yeah.
Like, is there anything that's keeping you here? If I'm like, babe, like, is there anywhere else you would want to live? Like, do you feel like Houston is where you want to plant your roots and you're done? Or you're open? And when I meet someone that's like, I'm open, then I'll be like, okay.
I like that. I went on a first date recently. Ooh. And it was a good date. And I don't have many good first dates.
Okay.
And he had said, is Houston home? You know, he's not from here. And he could go anywhere. And I was like, LA's home, Houston's home, but I could work remotely from my job.
Yeah, no, that's
and
right.
My goal is to be podcaster, content creator in many, many, many years from now.
Yeah.
But so no, I mean, nowhere is home.
Okay.
You know, and
good
like
answer.
And not specifically for him, it was a great first date, but like that is my answer. Like if I met somebody and you wanted to go somewhere,
I'm telling you.
I'm at that place in my life where like, and that is why I don't mind dating long distance. Everyone's like, stop dating long distance. I'm like, but I don't mind that because they're in Atlanta. You can't do it.
I did it before.
I've never done it seriously.
Oh.
I haven't done it seriously, but that's why I don't mind meeting people long distance.
Oh.
Because I would be down to try.
Okay, I did long distance. He was in Atlanta.
Okay.
It's fun because it's this rush of excitement because you guys don't see each other that
so
often.
Every time you see each other,
so
it's good.
Every time it's good. It's like but it's limited. It's like, oh shoot, you only have the weekend with me, or you only have 4 days with me. So it's just like this perfect 4 days where that's not really realistic. And then I also feel like it takes a longer time to really get to know each other in person, because I feel like in person you're different than you are on FaceTime. And what I mean, like, there's, once we get comfortable, I'm gonna have my ways about me. You're gonna have your ways about you. But because we don't have as much time to really be in that space long enough with each other, because every time I see you, it's just this excitement, and that's not realistic. So I am a personal, physical touch, like I need to call you and be like, baby, I need to see you. Come see me. Where you at? Pull up. I'm a pull up girl. And I need you here in less than 20 minutes. And it could be whenever. But the fact that talking to you and I want to see my man tonight and I can't because he's in Atlanta and he has to wait for 3 weeks to come pull up on me. It's just, it gets frustrating. And then now I'm pouting and now I got an attitude and just being a girl and I'm frustrated. And he's like, what's wrong? And you can't really explain it.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
You really just, I really just want to see you. I really just want to see you. That's why I have an attitude, you know? So I think it's cool in the beginning, but it's a lot of work, and I just at some point you just got to be like, that's not.
You need a row. Is it a roll dog or a road dog? You need a roll dog, road dog, someone to come with you, or you with them.
Yes. I still like my space, right? So that's the benefit of long distance, but those were the real conversations that I had to have. I've met guys that were in other places and I have to be like, well, could I really see myself living in Nashville? Or I met this guy, can I see myself living in Memphis?
Yeah.
Am I really going to Birmingham? I had to be realistic, and those are the times where you just got to be like, no matter how dope you are, you're not moving. And I'm not moving to Birmingham, Alabama. So it's not going to work.
You strike me as, and I do not know you from anyone, but you strike me as just a very confident woman.
Okay.
You got your shit going on, whether you're having your bad days or good.
Yeah.
So do you struggle with men's perception of that? And I'm asking on behalf of me, myself, because I am a very strong-minded, less creative than you, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like men are intimidated by that, or I'm like, do they like me? But really, it's do I like you?
Yeah.
Do you struggle with that?
Do I struggle with men being intimidated?
Yeah, and you being
so
I don't know, bringing yourself down a little bit or something.
Okay, so
are you this person when you're dating someone?
What person? Just
confident and just
oh yeah. But it takes us I'm very confident, but I've always been just in my relationships. I feel like that was a problem in my past relationships. So now I just love I know how to just be soft and just turn into a flower.
You're a beautiful flower. My God. But it's so incredible to be a force you are to me right now. So.
No, I absolutely agree. But I also meet men, you meet the men that are okay, yeah, that's too much. But then you also meet the men I love that shit. And I ain't scared of that shit.
Yeah. That is hot.
Right. Talk all your shit. Yeah, you big. Yeah, but watch. And I'll be like, oh my God. Stop. You're making me so small right now.
Hilarious. No, so true. It's just what we want.
Yeah, because I've definitely come across men that be especially back in my hometown, what I do, I know a lot of people know me. And so men would be intimidated by the fact that I created this, this huge organization. I know everybody. You have to be a confident man to be beside me. I want you to lead me, and I want to grab your hand, and I trust that you're taking me in the right direction. I don't want to lead like, come on.
Preach.
Right. Come on, follow
Say
me.
it
No.
again. Oh my God.
No. I need that. I really need that. And so I went on a date recently. It was a good date. I actually just came for the date.
Oh. Okay.
And came here.
Okay.
And girl. Okay, so we met on Bumble.
Okay. Listen, it works.
We met on Bumble. Actually, we kept swiping each other. So we swiped on Hinge, but we never we never would say anything.
I'm so into this.
We swiped on Bumble and we talked a little bit, but then I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to California. I'll touch back in when I get back. And a lot of times you just don't.
Right. Or you do and they're not there anymore.
Right. And I came back and I totally forgot about him, right? Because it was just like, the regular intro conversation. And so then I get a ping on my phone and I look and I see that it was a notification on Hinge. He was like, I feel like we keep bumping into each other, so we need to do something about this, right? And I was like, okay. So then I went to go look at Bumble and I saw that he sent a message there. And what's crazy is before that message, he was like, well, I'm about to delete this. So here's my number. If you want to hit me, let me know.
Yeah.
And I just, I totally forgot about it. So when he had hit me yesterday, I just called, right? We were on the phone for 4.5 hours. Nonstop.
Whoa.
Nonstop. Like high school legs in the air, just like going to different parts of the house. And
oh my God.
4.5 hours.
Just cackling, throwing your head back. I know it. I know the feeling.
And then we even when it was 4.5 hours, we still weren't done talking. It was still like, what is this?
Oh my God, I love
it felt so 90s. I'm a 90s lover.
Yeah.
It felt so high school. It felt so just playful. And I felt like I knew this person and we were just talking about anything and everything. There was no pauses. There was no breaks. There was nothing. And we just kept saying, at the 2-hour mark, we were like, we've been on the phone for 2 hours. I was like, I know, that's crazy, huh? And then we're talking again.
More.
Yeah. And so he was like, well, do you think this would be too fast if I asked to take you out tomorrow? And I was like, no, you pretty much know my whole life right now. So he didn't pick me up. I met him. We went to a restaurant. And the conversation continued and, he looked like his picture.
Love, thank God.
Better. He looked better in person. And then we didn't want to end the date. So then we went to this, I think it's called the Arctic House or Art Tech House. It's it's like, how they have the Color Factory?
Yeah.
But it's just all these lights and stuff like that. Really cool. So we went there and that was cute. And then I was like, okay, well, I don't want to, what do you want to do next? We didn't have any plans and that was okay because it just felt so good being in each other's presence.
I love this.
It felt so easy. I was like, I feel like I have known you. I'm very comfortable with you. And same from him. So we stopped by this because I get my water from this place called Water Tree. And he was like, is that alkaline water? And I was like, yeah. So he got so excited to get some alkaline water. He was like, oh my God, you drink alkaline water. So we got some water, got back in the car. And then we just parked.
And just talked.
And talked.
Wow.
For 3 hours in the car. And then I was like, oh, I have a podcast that I have to go to. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
Yeah.
I need to know where this goes.
And, sometimes we sabotage things.
All the time.
Especially when it's why do we question things when they're like, this is too good. Like, why can't we just accept the fact that we deserve like this good person, this good feeling? We're always like, it's good, but it's gotta be something. Like, you got a wife, you got a girlfriend, you got
in my head right now.
You know what I mean?
The guy that I was just talking about the first date, I'm like raving about him in my head mostly, but like, what a great date. And it was so
good.
normal.
It was,
There's no red flags.
None.
What's wrong?
Right.
Something's wrong.
Right.
I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
I know. And I was talking to him and like how he puts so much emphasis on like building friendship. And I think that's that's what a lot of people skip. Is like we're so quick to be like, okay, yeah, like we need to like, what's up? Like we need to be in a relationship and not like, I really want to marry my best friend. So why are we rushing? Like long as we have the conversations and we're very transparent and we're intentional and I know what you want and you know what I want, then like what's the rush? Because I really want to get to know you as much as possible. I want to have those hard, ugly, real conversations. I don't want the representative to be showing up and you're trying to tell me everything that you think Shayla wants to hear. Okay, Shayla likes this. So, I like to, I like thrifting and, I like all these things because you've done your homework, but that's not really you, I want to get to the point where you are so comfortable. Now I see your attitude.
Right.
Now like, oh. Right. And can I handle that? Like, how do you communicate? If we have a disagreement, do you fold and walk away? Or like, how do you handle that? Because that's real life. If we talk about being together forever, real shit is going to pop off. So how can we handle that? And how are we going to handle that? It's not.
I love that.
It's not always going to be as much as we want to. Like, we always want it to be cupcakes and cookies and just that honeymoon phase all the time because it feels so good where you're just.
But it's just never going to be that.
It's never going to be that. It's like, it feels so good. The early stages where you're just in bed all day and, you're Netflixing and intimate and doing just and it's repeat and it's just like not answering your phone, not on social media, nothing matters, but that's not realistic. It's like, how do you show up when I really need you, when I'm not my best? How do you show up when I'm moody? Because I can be. And also a woman that's been technically no label single for 8 years, but situations in between that.
Yeah.
Going from, I got this, I'm good, I don't need nobody, like I've been taking care of myself. Like, how do you handle that? Because that's going to be an adjustment.
How are you going to transition with me there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you going to be patient? Because I'm used to my space. I love my space, but I also want somebody in my space, you know? And so are you going to be able to handle that? Because that's going to take time, Okay. So like it's good to like, it felt good to just be able to really, really talk to someone. It almost felt like I was on Love is Blind.
I love it.
It felt like that. And then we meet each other and it still felt the same. Like we still wanted to talk, You
just don't get that.
You don't.
Especially from an app.
Right.
So good for you.
Right. Yeah. Like what was dope about him is he just comes off like such a great listener, but also just asks a lot of questions. Like he genuinely wants to get to know me. And asking, like there's no, it doesn't feel like interviewee. It feels like, I'm really interested. So like, so then what?
Yeah.
What? And then what? Right. Okay, so you said this, so let's rebuttal off of that. So what did you, like, how did you, like that? It just felt dope, So I'm.
Yay, good vibes. That's why you were glowing when you walked in here.
I was just like.
I'm surprised you made it still.
I know. I was like, no, I'm not, I got to go pull up. But after this, like he drove back to where he was driving back to. And I was like, dang, I didn't want to leave you. He was like, well, just let me know when you're done so I can come back. And I was like,
Okay. Okay. Well, we better hurry up then.
No, but you know what? It felt really good because you have these conversations with yourself of like what I want and who I deserve, and I know what I deserve, and then people see that in you, like you deserve X, Y, and Z, and like I hope your person comes because you're this great person and you do so much.
You hear that so much that it's like, why isn't anyone seeing that then?
Right. Yeah. And then also, like, for me, you know, like, there's just certain things that you just have to be very intentional. And I think the last guy I was dealing with, he was great, but, you know, he got somebody pregnant.
Sorry. I didn't expect that.
I know. I didn't expect it either.
The last guy was great.
Right.
He did get somebody pregnant.
He got somebody pregnant. So
shoot.
Like
shoot.
Dang. But okay, ladies, this is what we need to stop doing. We need to stop accepting, like, go with the flow is cool, but you can get so caught up with someone and just accept what it is that you guys have not really established. Like, okay, so
ooh, are you talking to me right now? You said ladies, but I feel like you said Paige.
Paige, so what you need to stop doing.
Yikes.
But no, I think that it was like there was something that he wanted. Like he wanted a child. And I was just like, well, I don't know if I'm okay in this without children, honestly. Like I'm in a beautiful space in my life. It's okay. You know what I mean? Like everybody doesn't want children. Doesn't mean I don't like kids.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm okay being like fine ass auntie, you know?
Same.
I'm okay. And also, Paige, like I haven't met anyone that made me want to commit in that type of way. That's a big ass commitment.
I say that all the time. I love kids. I could be into kids 100%. But I need to know that I want to have kids with you.
That's the deal breaker. That's the deal breaker because we can get married, then get divorced, but a kid, I'm stuck with you for the rest of my life. And I need
miserable.
Right.
with the wrong with the wrong person.
Like it's been so peaceful up to now, and then now I have a kid with the wrong person. Now the next half of my life is stressful and just like, yeah, no.
You know it's gonna be.
Yeah. So I couldn't promise him that, you know? And so I think we were so connected. It was so dope. The vibe was so dope. Like he is an amazing man. And I think that deep inside, we would have these, like I would have these check-ins with him. I'm like, well, we've been talking for 2 months and I know you want a kid and I can't promise you that. So how do you feel about that? And I don't think he really thought about it because he's just in the moment and like, we're not having no kid tomorrow. So I'm just trying to enjoy myself and enjoy my time with you. But me, I have to check in because I don't want to get so caught up with you and we damn near fall in love with each other. And a year from now, you resent me because I'm like, we had that conversation. I don't want that, you know? And then what?
Right.
And that's a different type of, you know, heartbreak and, you know, and I think we had, like, we just vibed so hard that it was hard to let go. So we'd be like, all right, yeah, you know what, Shayla, I do want a kid. So yeah, I think we should stop talking. Okay, yeah, I think so too. Then we stop talking. And then a text come through a week later like,
how you been?
Hey, did you eat?
No, I'm hungry.
No? Okay, well, you know, I was just passing your favorite taco truck and I was thinking about, and I'm like, okay, you know, because I missed him too, you know? And so then you go back to the cycle of dealing with that person when you know that there's something that is going to be a problem down the line, but you're so caught up in what feels good. And so then because I knew deep down inside he wanted a kid, he knew deep down inside he probably thought he could change my mind. And we didn't know when that was going to happen. And one time I just like cut it off. I was like, I can't do this to myself. And, you know, you're a great guy, but I'm I'm okay when not having kids, and I don't want a man to make me feel less than when I've done all this work on myself. Like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And we stopped talking. Then we start talking back again. Like, we stopped talking. Listen, we stopped talking for like a month, and then he came back. Like
they always do.
Like they always do. And it was good. Like, it was good for like 4 months. And then he came over and was like, I have something I have to tell you. Like,
wait, is this the Usher song?
Yes!
Is this Usher? Are you talking about Usher?
Oh my gosh. This is Confessions.
This is Confessions.
It was like, I have to talk to you. I opened the door. I'm like, baby. I give him a hug. And he's like, you look so beautiful. Give me a kiss on the forehead. And I'm just like, he goes to sit on the couch. And he's like, how was your day? Everything. Like, he's asking me about me. And I'm over here like, I'm good. I'm great. Everything's good. I cooked. I ate. So what's up? Like,
yeah.
Like, tell me what's up. So he sits there and he's quiet. And I'm looking. What's up? And then he just like looks down at his fingers, and then he looks up and he was like, Shayla, I got somebody pregnant. And I was like,
damn.
First reaction was like, congratulations, because I really knew that he wanted a baby eventually, and he's gonna be such an amazing father. He's such an amazing man. And also, like, I was just like, dang, like, I knew that he didn't want it this way. But he got caught up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't think that him and I were going to start talking again. He met somebody else. He rekindled something that was old.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened. So I wasn't mad, because that's not, like, I'm okay, you know? It was a moment of like, dang, like, what if he was somebody that I would have been open to do that?
Not meant to be.
Right. Not meant to be. And so it like turned into me comforting him, because he was also like, damn, like, I really have feelings for you, and I fucked up, and I would never put you through this. Because first of all, what you think? I'm about to sit around while you go to these appointments? You know what I mean? While you're rubbing the belly and I'm over here supportive, like,
cheerleading. Yay!
You're gonna be such a good father to somebody else. It's not me. like no. But you know, it was just one of those things where I was really at peace with it. And so, like, going forward, I just told myself, like, we have to cut things off. Like, when we know that it's just not going to work, no matter how much it feels good. And I'm just like, he was just supposed to be in my life at that time, and I was supposed to be in his life at that time. Excuse me. Because we really, outside of like not being able to be with each other, we supported each other. Like, he was just such a smart man. Like, I love, like, he talked like he could speak Spanish, and like, he just was so smart.
How many languages did he know? Because I know some Spanish.
You know, I'm like, oh, girl, he could speak Spanish.
Stop. That's hilarious.
Like, he just was so intelligent. Like, just out the blue, he would start talking about some rockets and some, you know, like, he just taught me things. You want to be with somebody that's teaching you things.
For sure.
You're learning.
Right.
And I taught him things. But, like, yeah, it was just one of those things where it was like, it's not meant. And I have to allow space for my husband.
I love it. You have to.
We're blocking space by entertaining.
You can't have these situationships and these lingering things going on.
We can't.
No, I completely agree.
We have to cut it off and grab our rose and call it a day.
Call it a day.
Call it a day.
Oh my God, that was hilarious. So excited about the new possibility. Love this.
Me too.
I hope it, you know what? Like, I don't want to say I hope it works out.
No.
But I hope it just continues. I hope it just is, like, it is what it is. Positive.
That's how we have to move. Like, be in the moment, enjoy it for what it is, but also, you know, make sure that you are not ignoring red flags. Make sure that you guys are on the same page. Like, I do want a partner. I do want a husband. I do want someone that is ambitious. I do want all of those things. And by having these conversations, you just got to continue to know. I don't know him, like we know a very small 4-hour part of him, but there's so much more for him to learn about me.
And have fun to uncover this.
And have fun. And if it's something that I don't like or don't agree with, also don't be so quick to end something because it's not totally what you pictured, because I think a lot of times we tend to chase perfection, right? Like, oh my gosh, he doesn't have, so yeah, no, he's not for me. I got to cut this off. But he has all the other qualities, So I'm getting better at that too, because my block list is ridiculous.
Oh, not a block list.
I have a block. You have a block list?
I think I blocked a couple people, but
I have
I'm not
a block list.
blocker.
It's 114 people in my block list. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But this
Let me see I'm on your good side.
No. But my number's been the same for a while. And I think this is just like, as you're single, you're dating or you're meeting people and you could talk on the phone with, no. And I don't like people having my number or having access to me.
Okay. So once you decide it,
block. Yeah. Because have you ever just had a guy that everything's going good or it's fine and he disappears and you don't know why, and then he just comes back out the blue and it could be a text at midnight or 1. No, you don't get that access.
Have I?
Yeah, of course you have. You don't get that access.
Is it humid in Houston?
Yeah. Yes, like you don't get that access to me because they will do that and then not acknowledge the fact that you just disappeared and act like everything is okay. No, you don't apologize. You don't do nothing. And you just like, hey.
You know what? I got to block somebody.
Please block me. Girl, protect your peace.
Oh my God.
I remember I had this guy that I blocked and he came up to me in Chapman and Kirby and he was like, you blocked me.
And you were like, yeah.
And I said, yeah, I did. He was like, but why? Because you just weren't about shit. Like, you weren't talking about nothing. You were playing games and you were wasting my time. Unblock me. I mean, I know I was just going through a lot. And I was like, if I unblock you, like he was literally begging me to unblock him.
Sorry, but WWSJD, what would Shayla James do?
Block.
Sorry, I'm going to be thinking about you all the time. WWSJD.
Yes.
WWSJD.
Yes. And then we were sitting down talking and he was so bothered by the fact that I blocked him. So then finally I was like, I got my phone. I was like, if I unblock you and you hit me with some bullshit, I'm gonna block you again, and I promise you, I will not give you this opportunity ever again. I promise you, no, like, I was tripping, so I unblocked him. Mm-mm. And for 2 days, he was like texting me and calling me like he was on some trying to prove himself. Girl, he was back on his bullshit, and I blocked him again.
Good, never to be seen from again.
No. Oh, but he did try to swipe on me on a dating app. Like, first of all, people be so weird. Like, oh, I don't even want to get into that because we can go another hour on like, why do people re-swipe you when you had my number?
And by the way, re-swipe, and if you're going to say something, acknowledge it.
Stop playing these games with me because it's making me feel like I'm crazy.
I remember you. I have eyes.
I remember you.
Oh my God, I had somebody I went on 2 dates with. The first date was a coffee date, which I don't mind a coffee date.
Yeah.
But at this point, I keep saying this. I'm probably being nauseating and annoying, but no one's won me over on a coffee date.
Yeah.
I can talk to anyone.
Yeah.
So for you, it's just another acquaintance, right?
Okay.
So anyway, I gave him a second date. Went on a second date. It was awful.
Why was it?
And I'm gonna skim over it. My whiners know, but I have been sexually assaulted, and we got on that subject. He had asked about, and I was honest about it. And when I got home that night, he had texted me saying we weren't going to be sexually compatible because he wasn't ever going to be able to feel right about what had happened to me. And I said, no notes, no problem. Okay. Enjoy. And I wasn't going to continue with him anyway.
Yeah.
However, months later, this motherfucker matches with me.
All right.
And at first I didn't recognize,
I feel like
and I said, have we matched before?
Mm-hmm.
And because I was like, I know I recognize him, but I don't remember if we met or not. And he said, yeah, I was the one who moved from Kentucky or something. I was the guy who moved from Kentucky. And I said, oh, you let me know that we weren't a match. And I didn't go into the details. And he goes, yeah, but I'm ready now. And I said, oh, but I think you were right. But thank you so much.
Yeah, like you don't control this.
No.
You do not control this. Like, yeah,
Thank
like,
you.
no, I hate when they do that. I feel like it's a mental illness. I really do. Because I'm like, you're making me feel crazy because you keep, like, it's.
You keep ending up back here when you could have been here. What is going on? Cheers. Like, what is this thing that you're addicted to? Okay, we are kind of running out of time, but I want to hear. Okay. And I don't think this is something that can be rushed, so maybe we'll have to do another episode. Yeah. What do you think about? I want to hear about your breast cancer. Okay. You're a survivor. Yes. Do we think we can talk about this now, or should we table it?
I probably could say a few things.
Say a few things, and we can do another episode maybe in the future and talk deeper. Anytime. Yes, this is fun.
So I can say that, like, I moved here January of 2021. And remember that big freeze? February 2021. I found out I had breast cancer March of 2021. Wow. So remember earlier in the conversation where I said I had the list of things of why I wanted to move to Houston? Now, added to that was basically find somebody to keep me alive. So I was like I was calm and cool and collected, but it was just like, damn, like I just moved here. Now I have to find not a primary care physician, but an amazing cancer team. So that was a different type of pressure. But I did, with a lot of research, I was able to find an amazing cancer team. Shout out to Baylor and all the amazing oncologists and nurses up there. But it was, it was just a reminder. I am like, God is my homie. And it was just one of them things where it's like, okay, you funny. I know why you sent me to Houston, because we know Houston has some of the top cancer facilities in the world. So I was like, oh, so this is why you sent me here. And so it was fight time, and I didn't have anybody here. All my family and all my friends are in California. And I remember all my tribe was just like getting this calendar together because they were like, we're going to rotate to, see who is going to come and spend time with Shayla. Like that was a calendar that my friends created for me. But the hard-headed, I got this, I'm good, would always be like, I'm good, y'all. No, it's good. I don't need nobody, I got this. I also think that like I weirdly just wanted to see what this like challenge myself in like, what does this journey look like?
So interesting.
By myself. Like I wanna like get through this, overcome this, and I wanted to create my own story. And I remember it was very overwhelming because I shared on social media that I had breast cancer, and it was a million DMs. And I know that everybody was coming from a beautiful space. But, when you share something like this, everybody wants to become your doctor and tell you what to eat and what not to drink and who died from breast cancer in their family, and I want to share their stories. And I don't think people understand how that would make somebody going through it feel. But I think they're just trying to relate in some type of way and show that they care. So in the beginning, I felt like I had to listen to people's stories. I had like, this is my first time. So I'm like, okay, like, I guess this is my community. Yeah, this is my community. You went through it that way, so I'm going to go through it that way. But I quickly learned that every journey is different. I learned boundaries. Like even when people would, text me regular. Everything doesn't have to be, are you okay? It doesn't have to be that. Call me and talk shit and let's crack some jokes. And you went on a date, girl, tell me. Or I was still dating, like cute bald head and all. I was still heavily out here. And it was amazing because, you know, I was nervous, like, is this gonna change? Like, are men gonna feel weird? But no, I felt like they loved on me even more. And I don't know if it was just this little fetish of like just wanting to rub on my head or whatever. But I met a lot of amazing individuals and men that were understanding. Some wanted to come to chemo with me, and I was like, no.
You're like, that is fetish.
Yeah, like, relax, okay? Calm down, you know? But I guess they were just trying to show that they were supportive and wanted to be there. But that was a little too intimate for me. You're not there yet, because I had to protect my bubble. Because if you come in and you want to spend time with me at chemo and like radiation and then you just disappear.
Yeah.
You know, like, I couldn't afford that.
Right.
So, you know, it was a fight that it was just like I had to stay alive, you know, and I did a lot of affirmations in the mirror, and it may seem cliche, but I, naked and all, like, watching my body change, watching my hair fall out, watching all these things, and I had to keep talking to myself to make sure that I always thought I was beautiful. I always thought I was bomb, and like nobody could tell me anything differently as I went through my journey, because you're responsible for how you feel about yourself. You know, I can't wait for somebody to tell me that I'm beautiful while I'm going through all of this. I had to feel that. So it was a lot of that, like going from like, I'm coming to Houston to find my husband and I'm about to do this and do, you know, create a So Houston and do all this, to like, girl, you got 18 rounds of chemo and, you know, you got radiation, and my life went from kicking it to, you got appointments 3 days a week. Your my chart is going off every 5 seconds because you got to get blood drawn. Like, my life completely did a 180. And so it was just a really big adjustment. But what didn't change is how I showed up for myself, you know? I still, like I said, I was like, I'm in this new city and this is not going to stop me. Like, I want to explore. I still feel amazing. I still look amazing. I'm still getting dressed and put my lipstick on, and I'm going thrifting and doing my videos and enjoying my life, because, you know, the thing about it is, like, we all have our lives, like our plans, right? Like, you know, I want to have this and I want to have that in my career, and it's always all beautiful things. And we never prepare for the unexpected. We never prepare for something that we can't control. Like, everything was perfect before, you know, I moved to Houston. Now, I'm like, cancer? Not why, God, wow. But I did everything perfect and I did all of this. Why me? And so, yeah, so it was a fight of like, it was also, I'm fast forwarding, but it was also like going through it, getting through it. You don't complete, like, it's not just, okay, you're done. No, like, once you go through that, you are always at risk of it coming back. You know, you always still got to go get checkups every 3 months, you know, scans. It doesn't just, all right, you're back to normal. There's no, your normal is like, who is this new Shayla? Who is this new person? And how do you make sure that you show up for her? And how do you remain the confident woman that you were before? Because it was almost like, before I called myself Shayla James, I used to call myself Shayla Bang. Like, that was like my name. Everybody called me Bang. I
just saw one of your purses said Bang.
Yeah. So everybody used to call me Shayla Bang because I had an accessory line with my friends called Headbanger, long story. So I created all these things under Shayla Bang. My earrings, my jewelry. I was a makeup artist, like Bang Cosmetics and like all of these things. And it was almost like I was trying to hold on to Shayla Bang for so long, even during cancer, because it was normal to me. And then it was like I had to let her go. I had to let her go. It was a death to Shayla Bang, and it was very hard. Yeah. It was very hard because I had to, like, like, what did I love? Like, what was my things that I was into? And as you talk about like all these things that you saw that I'm into and you see thrifting and makeup, all those things, I remember like trying to tap back into those things, and I would light the wick, right? And it would light, the flame would ignite, and then it would go out. So everything that I was into, it wouldn't, like, there was no spark anymore, and that was scary. That was probably the most, out of my whole journey, that was the most terrifying, most uncomfortable part of my journey, is like, who am I? What do I love? What's my favorite color? Are these my interests? But I was just so used to all these old things, but they wouldn't click anymore.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh my gosh, like, am I ever gonna be inspired again? Am I ever gonna be creative? Like, I was forcing myself to try to get ready with me's, and I would do these videos, and, you know, people are excited because they're like, yes, we want more thrift videos. We want these things. And I'm trying to do it, but I wasn't feeling it. So then I would disappear off social media for a while because I'm like waiting for this light bulb to go off, or this feeling of like inspiration. Like I wanted to just like levitate off the couch, like, oh, with this light that comes over me, like, I'm inspired again.
Yeah.
Like, let me paint.
Right,
let
right.
me create.
Do something extravagant.
Yeah, let me do something extravagant. So I was waiting like daily. I would be on the couch daily. Like, it was a very scary feeling. I would call my friend and I'm like, I feel like a bum today. I don't, like, who am I? I don't feel like I'm doing anything with my life. And my friend is like, girl, relax. Like, you're going through one of the toughest journeys of your life, and I need you to relax. Capricorn and me is hard. Also because with Cancer, you don't always feel it. There's no pain, right? Unless you're at like the end, then you're going to start feeling these pains. For some people, I'm speaking for myself, I didn't feel any pain, but I also took very care of myself, you know, very, very active how I ate. So I didn't really have the pain. So a lot of times it was mental. So you had to like really like do these mental exercises so that you won't get caught up being like thinking about death all the time.
Yeah.
Because you could be fine, all of a sudden it's like, am I gonna die? Am I gonna die? Am I gonna die?
Oh
and so that was challenging, because the work was like reprogramming yourself. So as soon as you start to think that thought, like, oh no, okay, no, I'm good. Life is beautiful. Like, you had to like.
That's got to be why you now live, you know, like you said, every day. Like,
yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Like, you realize how small things are. You know, like somebody could text me something. Like, there's no beef. Like, I'm not funking with nobody. Like things that are under, like, that I can't control. It is what it is. Like, it's out of my control. I'm not going to stress off of it. It's nothing I can do about it. Why am I worried? Things that I can change, I change them. Things that I can't change, I let it go. Someone has an issue or something. Okay. Or be blessed, or have a nice day, or like, I don't know. There's nothing I could do about that, you know? Not taking things personal.
Have you been is it in remission?
Yes. So I've been in remission for about a year.
Okay.
But like I said, it's, you know, it's still a journey, and I'm just enjoying my life, because like people be like, I've been in remission for a year. I've been in remission. It's just because it's always a possibility of something, you know, happening. But you know, like, girl, I just live my life, and you know, like, what helped me was a good therapist and not being in denial, because I was in denial, you know, trying to force I'm okay, because I'm always used to being like, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Good.
I'm strong. Like, fuck that. Yes. I don't want to be strong. I'm not strong. When people would say that, you're so, no, stop. I'm not. I don't, but I'm just saying, yeah, but I don't want to be strong. I actually want to cry, and that's okay, because I'm human.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
I think what's most important and what we need to pay attention to, and what is your strength, is like, sitting down and giving yourself grace and crying and being human and being vulnerable, but not staying there.
Yeah.
That's the strength.
You gotta attack it head on to get past it.
Yes, exactly. And strong is not like, it will be times where I'm like, I can't cry. Nope. I'm about to go get my blood drawn. I'm about to go get a CT scan. Nope. I know I'm exhausted. I know I'm tired, but nope, can't cry. And I would hold that in for way too long, to the point that I exploded. And I remember there was one time I was driving to one of my appointments, and I was tired of going to the doctor. But I was like guilty. I felt guilty for being tired of going to the doctor, because I'm like, Shayla, there's people that are in the hospital and they have to stay in the hospital, and you get to go and leave. And so I was like playing that in my head, right? Like, there's always somebody worse in a worse situation. But also I was like, I was about to explode, and I was tired and I felt exhausted, and I just pulled over and I just screamed, girl. Like, I put on this song by Yolanda Adams. It was this gospel song, and it's basically talking about like, you know, like how you feel alone and you're exhausted, and like, you know, who to turn to when you're feeling tired. And that song came on at the right time, and I pulled over and I just cried. I cried for about the best cry. It felt so good.
Love a good cry.
Oh my gosh, it felt so good. And then I let it out, and I was like, all right, time to go to the doctor. And that moment I was like, it's okay. Like, give yourself grace. Like,
yeah. It's
okay. It's okay that you feel that way about, you know, people who have to be in the hospital, but it's okay that you're tired too.
Yes.
So yeah. So my journey was just it's just been a learning curve. And, you know, seeing me online and posting videos and posting stuff, like, I can say I had to take like this, I call them soulcations. Okay. It was when you just need to go by yourself, whether it's a drive, whether you're driving 2 hours away, you're getting a hotel and you're by yourself, or whether you're getting on a plane. I call them soulcations. So those are the times where I'm away and I just need to like dig deep and just have my time. I went to Colombia and I was by myself, and I needed that time, and I came back. And I remember when I came back, a week later, I was like looking at all my clothes, and I was just like, I'm about to do a Get Ready With Me. And I got dressed and I did a video, and then the next day I did a video, and then I was painting, and I was like, oh my God, I feel inspired again. You know, like, I was so excited that like I was starting to fall in love with the things that I was good at again.
Oh my God.
And I think the moment that I let go and let God and just let time be time and let it happen.
Had to go through your healing.
Yeah. So I just feel, you know, so I look at myself and I look at, you know, my videos and stuff that I do, and I'm like, I'm so proud of you, you know, because girl, I just never thought that I just didn't think I would be inspired again or find that again. So yeah. Long story
Thank
short.
you for sharing that. Yeah. And I know that was really fast forwarded.
It's okay.
So many probably
it's okay,
deep
but thank
and grainy details in there. But congratulations on getting through it, and congratulations on continuing to go through it.
Absolutely. Thank
you. And being there for yourself.
Yes, you have to be there for yourself because nobody else will be.
And certainly can't have a wine of the week after that. So
right.
In place of that, will you tell me and my listeners about your Until We Meet Again event, November 17th?
I hope you're coming.
I would love to.
Please.
I heard we have to be approved.
Yeah, you're approved.
Okay. Okay.
Because no, you got to weed them out, girl. Yes, I'm so excited. So I know you remember I was talking about how like people wanted me to do a So Houston event or bring what I created in Oakland, you know, but it had to happen on the right time. So I just was like, it's time. I can say that being in Houston, there are certain things that are lacking. And as much as it's a turn up, so much to do, there are certain spaces that I still feel like, you know, there's a certain vibe I'm looking for, and it's not there, you know, like where's the 35 plus, the 30 plus, 35 plus.
When I saw that on the invite, I was like, I'm there. That's where I want to be.
Listen, we need cute, vibey spaces where we can be ourselves. We can listen to the music that we want to listen to, and, you know, a variety of music, you know, coming from the Bay, coming from California. Like, as much as I love, you know, like, I also don't always feel like hearing just trap and stuff all the time, you know? And like, I want to hear the Catronatas. I want to hear old school Michael Jackson. I want to hear Prince. Like, I want to hear SWV. Like, I want to hear like all these songs that just, that's why like this event is I call it Until We Meet Again, because once you step in that space, you're going to want to feel that feeling again in that space.
Oh.
Yeah, you're going to connect with someone that you're going to want to see again, whether it's business or personal. That is the space.
Brilliant.
That is
nicely done.
Yes.
That's that event curator.
Yes. That is why I created this space. And also, like, when you come into this space, there's like TVs all throughout the venue.
Okay.
So each television will have some type of like nostalgic 90s movie, or like old school videos from like MTV or The Box, or just like things that we grew up on. So while you're in that space, you're like going down memory lane, and we all can relate because we all grew up around the similar times.
I'm there.
Games. Just like elevated casual means put your shit on, but still feel hella cute.
Yeah.
Being from California, I have been searching high and low for tacos, right?
Okay.
I found the ultimate like taco truck that is bomb, and they're going to be there.
Okay.
So we're going to have tacos.
Because I've also been searching for tacos.
Yes. Like, shout out to, like, I found this taco truck by my apartment, and I've been going there, and I just put up on him, and I was like, I'm having this event.
You need to be there.
And I want you there. And he was like, hey, I will be there. You're my loyal customer. I'll be there. And
perfect.
I was like, thank you, Jose. His name is Jose, but you know. So yes, it's going to be a vibe.
Okay, fun. Where can we find details about that, and where can we find you on social media?
Okay, so you can find me on social media at ITSSHAYLA James, at It's Shayla James. At the top of my bio, there's a link that will take you right to Until You Meet Again, as well as there's an Until You Meet Again series Instagram, where you can find information about the event. I'm still growing it. It's new. I just felt like I wanted to create a space for that. And then also, yes, it is an approval. So when you click on the link and you read all the details, it's going to tell you to buy your ticket. You'll click on it, but you have to be approved. And the things that I look for,
Ellis.
Basically, you just have to be over 30, because there are people that are like, I'm 25. And I'm not saying you're not mature, but our spaces are our spaces, and I'm sorry. I have to know how you heard about it. Okay. And then I have to know your Instagram. Okay. So, because I want to look on your Instagram and just make sure you're not with the shit. Mm-hmm. That's all. Okay. So I'm just very protective over our spaces.
I love it. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. I actually have already sent when it was pre-sale, I sent it to a couple of my friends. Yeah, it's like, good. That is a vibe. I was like, she's going to be on my podcast soon. I want to hear more about it. See if I'm invited. And
hey, girl, I'm telling you, like, once you come into this venue, because it's not a club. Yeah. It's a members only venue, right? But it's like a house.
Oh, I can't wait. Yes. Fun. Yes. Okay, thank you so much for coming. Yes, I've taken too much of your time.
It's okay.
Thank you for coming after your great date and everything.
So excited.
Winers, go follow Shayla James on Instagram. Go check out the event.
Love you, Winers.
Thank you so much. Yes, we gotta do another one.
Because like I want to put my like socks on and put my feet up and just like
the juxtaposition of us. I won't be wearing this to the event.
It's okay. You're still cool.
Okay, well cheers. Thank you so much for coming. Love you, Winers. I'll see you next Thursday. Bye.